Tonight on News 3 Now, we're learning what officials believe caused a large fire at a farm near Sun Prairie last night. And we're 3 hours away from midnight, but people have been busy celebrating New Year's Eve all day long. We'll take a look downtown at some of this afternoon's festivities. And a North Idaho community breathing a little easier tonight after an arrest was made in the murders of 4 college students. Those stories and more coming up right now at 9. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm McKenna Alexander. We have new details this evening about a large fire at a farm near Sun Prairie yesterday, where fire officials say a large fire at the Stotts Brothers farm was likely started by a tractor. Fire crews responded just before 4 p.m. to the farm, which is located on County Highway V. More than 11 different departments responded with 8+ hours on scene taking to put out the fire in hot spots. Our Andrew Banstra visited the farm today and spoke with firefighters about how they were able to take control of the blaze before it spread any further.
As of early afternoon Saturday, you still see a lot of smoke here at Stotts Bros Farm, but this whole situation could have been much worse, according to the Sun Prairie Fire Department.
At about 3:45 on Friday afternoon, Sun Prairie's fire department responded to a large fire at Stotts Bros Farm. The responding units immediately called for more backup. That's when the scene's commanding officer, Bill Sullivan, went en route.
Initially on scene, we found a storage type building, open-sided on one side so that we had good access to it, but there was definitely heavy fire.
SPFD says the likely source of ignition was a tractor that had just been used in the fields and was now parked inside that shed. That shed has been deemed a total loss, but it could have been much worse.
So there was a building to the west that was probably separated by 10 feet or so. Luckily, the wind was blowing in the right direction, and we could have a hose line back there to protect, and that was what we were worried about with the cows in that adjacent building.
Sullivan estimated that about 20,000 gallons of water were used to stop the spread. That containment meant no other buildings were damaged, and more importantly, no people or cows were injured.
We could have lost those 2 adjacent buildings very easily if it wouldn't have been noticed or reported when it did.
On a holiday weekend, 11 fire departments sent help to Sun Prairie, working on the scene for some 8.5 hours.
Being able to get additional help from our neighbors was significant. We would not have been able to pull it off without them.
Thanks to those fast-acting first responders, we were able to avoid complete catastrophe here at Stotts Bros Farm. Sending you into a happy new year, wishing you well in Sun Prairie. Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
We sent out a push alert through the Channel 3000 app this afternoon when we learned about the likely cause of fire. You can download the app for free wherever you get your apps, and just make sure to turn on push notifications so that you never miss a breaking story. Let's take a look now at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Alex Harrington. Now, Alex, we've been tracking some icy conditions all night, but as people are heading out to go to New Year's Eve parties, what are you seeing out there right now?
Yeah, McKenna, it's still an icy one out here. Even out on the patio, we still have all this sleet and freezing rain, a little bit of glaze out there. Some of the objects behind me, I got to be careful too so I don't slip. That tells you it's still icy out there. Let's take a look at high-resolution radar. Probably wondering, though, why is it showing green now? Well, there's some mathematics inside these radars, and what this is showing is that the temperatures are warming up, even though we may be having rain to areas south and east of Madison. Does not mean that those roads can still not get slick. Those secondary roads and those sidewalks, the temperatures are still at or below freezing. So you still really have to be careful, folks, out there if you're heading out and about, and we still have that glaze that we have coated over the course of the evening hours. Well, hey, coming up in Maine weather, McKenna, we're going to be looking at an even bigger weather system. We'll talk all about that one in Maine weather. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Alex. Don't slip on your way in. As we wait for the clock to strike midnight, many parts of the world are already in 2023 and celebrating the new year. A massive 10-minute fireworks display featuring rooftop-mounted lasers and pyrotechnics that lit up the skies over Victoria Harbor and Hong Kong. And elsewhere in Asia, after 2 years of COVID disruptions, Singapore ushered in 2023 with public countdown parties as fireworks lit up the Marina Bay skyline. And in Australia, thousands of people took in the fireworks at the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The Indigenous-themed display lit up the night sky above the Water and Opera House. We're in Wisconsin, we're just a few hours away from 2023. However, it's already been a day of celebrating on the Capitol Square and on State Street. Our Catherine Market takes us to one celebration that set the clocks a little early so that the whole family could ring in the new year.
At the Madison Children's Museum, they're ringing in the new year a few hours earlier so that everybody in the family can enjoy it.
3, 2, 1. Eve party for many years, and it's very popular with families.
Noon Year's Eve was just the first of the celebrations on the Capitol Square.
You know, if parents have plans for later, they want to get their kids out and active during the day, or they want to get the kids active and cheering down the countdown to midnight, but then be able to have a quieter evening at home.
This isn't all that's to come this evening.
Well, the good news is that variety is really the definition of what's going on in downtown Madison over New Year's Eve and even over the weekend in some places.
The Madison Central Business Improvement District says the rest of the night, downtown Madison's restaurants and bars will have a lot to offer for the holiday.
There's stuff for the kids to do and families and for adults of all ages, young and old.
For these kiddos, New Year's Eve means a dance party and a juice toast. But for the people in Madison, these celebrations say so much about what our downtown has to offer.
The character of State Street is just so unique, and the square. We want to keep it that way.
As for the adults who might be trying to head to the Capitol Square or State Street on New Year's Eve, earlier this week I spoke to the Madison Police Department about extra safety measures they're taking this evening. It told me they're going to have about 30 extra officers patrolling the area to respond to concerns if they come up. Reporting in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
Kiva Sports Complex in Middleton joined in on the New Year's Eve fun this afternoon with a family New Year's Eve. The event has been going on for years over at Kiva, and it had kids music, inflatables, sports play, balloon artists, a magic show, a photo booth, and of course food and drinks.
Yeah, we do. We sold a great number of tickets in the last couple of days. I think with the weather being so nice, we're just excited to have people here celebrating the new year.
It's been estimated about 600 or 700 people stopped by today, more than the 500 or so expected. The event held its balloon drop a little earlier than everybody else, taking place at 7:30, with a fun night had by all, both parents and kids alike. AAA wants to make sure you'll get home safely tonight from any New Year's Eve festivities, as it's activated the Tow to Go program, offering a free ride and tow to impaired drivers to get somewhere safe within a 10-mile radius. The service is open to everybody, both AAA members and non-members. Tow to Go runs through January 2nd, so it's another option for a ride on New Year's Day or Monday. But it is a service that should only be used as a last resort. If you do drink tonight, you should have a designated driver to drive you home. Idaho murder suspect Brian Kohberger could be back in Idaho as early as next week. His attorney says he is willing to waive his extradition hearing. The arrest brings comfort to the rattled community of Moscow. That's where Donya Backus is tonight with the latest.
After nearly 7 weeks of uncertainty, residents of Moscow, Idaho now feeling at ease.
I think it was pretty unnerving and scary for people.
The college community relieved after an arrest in the deadly stabbings of 4 University of Idaho students, a crime that seemed to mystify police.
Now we're sharing the energy of hope. That this huge moment has happened. It's not going to go unsolved.
Moscow police say they are confident that 28-year-old Brian Kohberger is the killer. Authorities zeroed in on the criminology student and arrested him Thursday, more than 2,500 miles away at his parents' home in Pennsylvania.
I looked at the picture and I was like, I couldn't believe who it was. It was Brian Kohberger. I would text him like, hey, you want to go for a run?
Police have not found the murder weapon, but did recover the white Hyundai Elantra they say Kohberger used to drive cross-country from Washington State University, where he lived and attended school. The university is less than 20 minutes from Moscow. Friday, investigators searched his apartment.
We are still looking for all pieces of evidence.
Even with the arrest, authorities say the investigation is far from over. They're still asking for tips about the suspect from anyone who knows him. School officials say Kohberger continued going to classes and finished the semester at Washington State University before driving home to Pennsylvania. His attorney tells us he was calm but shocked by his arrest. Donya Backus, CBS News, Moscow, Idaho.
Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI has died. The 95-year-old former pope passed away this morning in Vatican City. The Vatican first announced Pope Benedict had become very ill on Wednesday. The pontiff resigned in 2013, a nearly unprecedented move in papal history. At the time, Pope Benedict cited advanced age as the reason for his resignation. It was the first time a pope had stepped down in nearly 600 years. A spokesman for the Vatican says a funeral will be held on January 5th. Still ahead tonight at 9, ringing in the new year with a jackpot win. That's what someone hopes to accomplish as the Mega Millions jackpot rolls over once again. We'll tell you how large it's grown to coming up after the break.
this December one to remember together. Happy holidays from Lexus.
Get special offers on the 2023 ES350.
With my low energy, I can't even blow up this celebratory balloon.
At Planet Fitness, there's hope. Now through January 12th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and turn your low energy into big fitness energy in 2023 in a clean and spacious, judgment-free zone with tons of equipment to get you energized.
Low E? Not for me.
Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, January 12th.
Attention mothers, did you take Tylenol or other acetaminophen pain-relieving products while pregnant? Recent evidence suggests children whose mothers took Tylenol while pregnant may be more likely to develop autism. Other acetaminophen products at risk include Excedrin, NyQuil, Dayquil, and other store-brand pain relievers. Children with autism have a hard time interacting with others. Those on the spectrum usually begin exhibiting social symptoms by the time they're 8 to 10 months old. Call now for a free confidential consultation.
Please call 800-379-7867.
He has his grandfather's smile.
Her mother's eyes.
My cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease.
Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
Make this December one to remember together. Happy holidays from Lexus.
Get special offers on select Lexus models.
Want to know what the weather is like right now where you live? Download the First Warn Weather app and I'll give you an hour-by-hour forecast. The First Warn Weather app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Someone hopes to ring in the new year with the Mega Millions jackpot. The first drawing of 2023 will be a big one after no winner was drawn during last night's $685 million jackpot. That prize has now increased to $785 million ahead of Tuesday night's drawing. The jackpot is the largest since a $2 billion Powerball prize was won in California back in November. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Alex Arrington.
Yeah, thanks, McKenna. Look at our high-resolution radar. We're back to snow and mixed precipitation. That's because we're sitting at this critical junction with our temperatures right around 32, 33. That makes those precipitation types in the form of rain, freezing rain, sleet and snow, especially for areas along and south and east of Highway 151 down towards Monroe and heading towards Janesville. But we've had this mixed bag of precipitation across all of southern Wisconsin. In fact, a good chunk of the state for the past couple of hours. So we do have those slick spots out there. Future track radar's kicking that out of here, but we could still see some freezing drizzle overnight. The three things that you need to know, well, this is my Cliff Notes version of the forecast. The rain and the snow should end, but that possible freezing drizzle could keep those slick patches out there for a good chunk of the night. But the mild temperatures coming in as we head into your New Year's Day, going into your Tuesday, they'll melt all of that away. And then looking at a big weather maker that's going to bring rain to much of the area. Let's take a look at our friend, the Future Track here, see what it's showing. There's the rain shower, snow shower, and freezing drizzle activity moving towards the south and towards the east as we carry on into the wee hours of your New Year's Day. Again, be careful out there. There's still plenty of slick spots out there. As we go on into your New Year's Day, temperatures are going to be mild, but it will be cloudy. And then Mother Nature has the next weather system in store. Look off to the south and the west as we head towards your Monday, going towards your Tuesday. Here it comes. This weather maker heading towards southwestern Wisconsin with rain showers, maybe some thunderstorms, maybe a mix-up towards Juneau and Adams County as we go into early Tuesday. And then on the backside of this weather system, we could be looking at some snow activity moving in to southern Wisconsin, maybe an inch or so by one of our weather models, but the heavier snow looks to be off to the portions of Minnesota, the Dakota region. We'll keep an eye on that, of course, see if that track will change. Temperatures will go up with that weather system, and then they'll take a tumble, but staying mild, though, as we go into 2023. So that's quite nice. And our friends at the Climate Prediction Center, they're saying as we go even further into January, temperatures, the likelihood of it staying way above normal is very, very high. Forecast for tonight, critical temperature 32. Keep it easy if you got to be out there walking or driving. The icy roads could carry on as we go into your New Year's Day morning, but things will turn mild and then that should melt. Then here comes that weather system Tuesday going into Wednesday. The rain, maybe even a thunderstorm changing over to snow. Temperatures, though, staying mild, though, as we go into 2023, McKenna. So while that weather system may bring some light snow to the area for that Wednesday time frame, we're not looking at large amounts of snow at this point in time. And the silver lining is we stay in the 30s after that.
That is not a bad way to ring in a new year, staying a little warmer. I'll say warmer, kind of, but still not nearly as freezing as it was a week or two ago.
Absolutely not. Good dog walking weather.
Exactly. Get them outside for 2023.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
You bet.
Still ahead, almost time for round 2 of the border battle. Jordan has one last preview coming up in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot. Start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We have been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years. Let us do the same for you. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The second half begins now for Wisconsin women's hockey. After 3 weeks away from live game action, the Badgers head to the East Coast for a top 4 battle with Quinnipiac. Now, last season, UW swept the series. In fact, Bucky hasn't dropped a game to the Wildcats ever, and they aren't looking to do so this afternoon. Not even 2 minutes in, Nicole Lamantia takes it up and in for the first goal of the game. That 1-0 score holds until midway through the third period. Lacey Eden and Britta Curl bury 2 goals in 45 seconds to put this game away. The Badgers get the 3-0 shutout. It makes it 6 straight wins for them. The series wraps up tomorrow at 2. Badger men's basketball put an exclamation point on their non-conference schedule, locking up their 10th win of the season last night with a 10-point dub over Western Michigan. Well, the night truly belonged to Stephen Crowell. UW's big man ended up having a career game where he scored 25 points with 8 boards and a pair of assists. A breakout performance for the junior that really didn't come as a surprise to anyone.
You're seeing a player grow up in front of your eyes in terms of maturing and understanding how good he can be. I thought his teammates did a good job of finding him. Like I said, just growing into what I think he can be. And obviously knocking down threes is another weapon. When you got a 7-footer that can score in the paint and make threes, and you get teammates that are finding him, that's a good combination.
Badgers resume Big Ten play on Tuesday with the first installment of the border battle. Tip-off of Minnesota is set for 8 at the Kohl Center. And round 2 of this border battle is less than a day away, and a lot is on the line for the Packers as they get ready to avenge their season opening loss to the now NFC North champions, the Vikings. The Pack is still in the playoff hunt, but it's kind of a chess game to get to that point. They need to close out the season with 2 wins, so that would be against the Vikings and the Lions, plus have the Commanders drop one of its final games or have the Giants lose out. A lot of moving parts, but the Packers are locked in, ready to go, and know that these next 2 weeks have huge implications.
You look at like our season, everybody, you got to win out and stuff like that. It's almost like that storybook ending to, us going on this big run. We won the games we needed to earlier on in the last week. The teams lost the ones we needed to, and hopefully continue to go. And, last 2 games here, got to win with our fans in Lambeau against people we know well. And so, I think everything's right there for us.
Kickoff at Lambeau is set for 3:25. That game will air here on News 3 Now, and we're going to also have a crew up in Green Bay, so be sure to stay with us for the coverage of the Packers game.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Be sure to stay with us. We have one final check for First Warn Forecast coming up when we return.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who'll keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-550-5543. Start the new year off right during the final days of the Ford Shine Bright sales event. Don't miss your chance to choose from a great selection of new Ford vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Plus, new inventory is still arriving daily, so you could drive one home today. This season, choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer. And shine bright.
Happy holidays from all of us at WISC-TV.
As we bid farewell on our final show of 2022. Oh, I just realized that is our last show of 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. We want you to meet the stuff that brings you the best news coverage all year long. At least I think we do. Here are the faces of News 3 Now wishing you a happy new year. I love my coworkers. That was the worst picture of me I've ever seen. I'm happy everyone looked great, but wow.
Thank you. Yeah,
It was beautiful.
It was
I
beautiful.
hope I don't always look like...
No, you don't. No, your personality sparkles just like this.
Oh, thanks. Hopefully it's not too sparkling out there with all that ice.
I know. Let's take a look at high resolution radar right now. A lot of that's to the south and east of Madison. But folks, I have to say, you know, even though the precipitation's moving out, when we lose those ice crystals in the sky, that sets the stage for what's called freezing drizzle. That's where when you look over Iowa and Grant counties, you see that little bit lighter bit of precipitation that might be that freezing drizzle starting. So the icy patches, I think, will carry on into the wee hours of your New Year's Day. So take it easy, folks. And then as we head out into the rest of your New Year's Day, highs up near 40. So what is icy out there will not be icy as we head into New Year's Day.
A good way to ring in 2023.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex, and thanks for joining us tonight. Be safe out there tonight. Be safe on the roads, and have a wonderful new year. Thanks for joining us.